Hello, hello. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Today we're going to be playing some Final Fantasy XIV. I've now platinumed the game Stray, so it's a case of let's just play 14 until Xenoblade Chronicles 3 comes out. Something I need to quickly do. I'm leveling up Machinist at the moment. Second. Typical thing, isn't it? Oh, I should really do this off stream. But whatever. Ladies on, ladies on. Okay, could be it now. Hey Ian, why are you saying go away? It's called reverse psychology. We'll see if it makes more people want to come in. It's like, no, I'm not going to listen to the stream title. So yeah, how are you? How was your week? I think it's one of those things of, like, if you know me, you know never to take anything I say seriously. If you take anything I say seriously, then I don't want you around me. The drama queen. So if I didn't want people around me, I wouldn't stream. Why are you streaming is my first question on that. Exactly, yeah. Noise. How are you done? So yeah, I yesterday basically I finished off the platinum for Stray. I just wanted to chillax and just get it done. You know what I mean? So I followed some guides. It was actually quite challenging, but I managed to get it done in one go. So Stray is now 100%. It's done. It's finished. End of story. UK cooled down? Yeah. Thankfully, yeah, it's cooled down. It's back to normal. It's been raining the last couple of days. In fact, like today, there's meant to be a lot of rain. So, saying that though, I probably still need to switch on my AC because I'm on the top floor. Let me do that now. Yes, how's your health, Ian? You recovered from thingy? COVID. All right. On long achievement for blasphemous. Oh Jesus. Yeah. For those of you who were watching me play Stray, one of the trophies was basically get through that. You know those pits where you run with Stray through all the Zerks. Um, you have to basically do the entire run without getting caught or latched onto once by those Zerks, those head crab looking things. So but that was the only trophy that took a while. That took like 20, 30 tries. Every other trophy was just get all the collectibles. And there was a couple of sneak here and sneak there, but they were easy enough to get done. That's why I said I got it done in one go. But I am having I did have fun with Stray. I think it was well made. Very, very good. It's very creative. And from now on in the future, if anyone asked it, Mithrie, did you play Stray? I can say, go away. I'm kidding. I can say, yes, I platinumed it. Hold a minute. Alright. Still bad chest congestion? Uh-oh. One is blasphemous being all the bosses, no DLC bosses, without using your healing skills. Yay! Yeah, not all platinum trophies are worth going for. Like I said, I didn't even try and get the Final Fantasy IX one, for example. But yeah, I need to do the sightseeing log at some point. I will eventually. So I'm almost 79, so maybe today I'll actually hit 80 plus. But I've decided not to play Live Alive because I don't think there's time before Xenoblade, basically. If I want to, because he said to finish the game takes another like 25 plus hours, and then you know me, I like to farm 100%. I don't have time before Xenoblade Chronicles 3 to even finish the game, so I'm not going to bother. I want to do the jumping rope trophy. Yeah. Do 85k per point, I think. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll save it for one of my old classes. On born. So yeah, but it's like there's just so many games to play and so little time to play them. Blizzard. So, and I'm working as hard as I can to try and push all of my YouTube channels. So I'm trying not to neglect any. Like I think the most neglected one right now is probably the music channel, but that's probably because that requires pure financing. Like I need to pay someone to make the music, to promote it, to everything. So, and I don't have money. So yeah. Despite what some people may think, like some people think I actually have money. It's like did you ever watch my streams? I am poor. I am broke. And every penny I do make goes towards rent, or food, or to my YouTube channels. Like, after that, I don't have any money left. At least I'm debt-free, though. So, it takes the pressure off month to month. For sure. And it would be nice if I was making those, you know, like YouTuber income. Especially with 6 channels rather than just 1. But time will tell, sort of thing. As long as I get the basics right. And I'm still trying to do more exercise as well. I think the main thing as well these days is just I try not to get angry about anything, really. I try and keep myself zen, if I can. Like, some things obviously still annoy me, but I try for them not to, if that makes sense. I hear you can make tons on OnlyFans, so yeah. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I will never, remind me never ever to show my Twitter on the stream or my social media, because even some of my some of the old YouTubers I used to know, one of them now he's making basically porn videos with his girlfriend on OnlyFans. That's sort of like, oh cool, I know you from YouTube. That's your girlfriend's asshole. Great. I wanted to see that when I was browsing for the news. So, yeah. I will never show my social media on stream. It's a risk beyond words. Doesn't leave a good impression, does it? I'm not trying to get banned for a stupid reason. I want to get banned for a legit one. British and trying not to get... I said trying. Trying is a key word, Don. It would be a complete lie if I said, I'm definitely never going to get angry. Ever. I am immune to anger. That's all you get from me, as a British man. Sarcasm and hatred. And honesty. Because it's what I've said before. It's like, what do you prefer? Like, empty niceness? Fake niceness? Or truthful hatred? You encounter a British person, you're gonna more likely get truthful hatred than fake niceness. Let's see. Never. Okay. Probably just sell. Let's see. But, yeah. Like, I said, I am trying my best to just keep everything going. Like, the heat wave, obviously, was not easy, but it wasn't easy for anyone. But now, anyway, at least it's gone. But I would say that if you don't have an AC, that you should invest in an AC as you can, because it's obvious it's only gonna get worse year on year. The heat waves. You're gonna be very annoyed. Like every time the heat wave comes around, you're gonna be annoyed that you don't have one. You don't have one already. Any? There's one, a leader. Yep. Alright. I'm gonna do a jump in a trust in a sec. There's still an hour till the reset, so. Or shall I queue up for a roulette, I wonder? Like, if you could only do one roulette before the reset, which roulette would you pick? You have an hour. Okay, let's go to Gold Saucer. Leveling? Okay. Yeah, I'll queue up for leveling roulette then. Leveling roulette. The healer or a tank also mean scenario. Okay. Well, what if you're a DPS? I tried. Okay. Ah, Second highest. Yeah, I mean, it says 9 minutes. We can hope. But the main thing is, it's just... Sorry, just creak in my neck. I just need to keep things going every day. It's like, I feel like the gaming news is short enough where I'm not likely to burn out. Like, if the gaming news was 10 minutes, there's no way I could do it every single day. Like, I would have burned out already. But given that most of the time it's less than a minute and a half, I can handle that. So yeah, I'm just trying different things. There you go. Yeah, the queue wasn't too bad. If people don't accept though, I'm in the queue for like 4 hours. Accept the queue. Always the same thing. So, you remember I mentioned last time my parents have got COVID, so that's why I've got like a beard growing and so on. At least I did my own washing. Go me. I'm nearly 40, and I did my laundry. And my room is still tidy. I actually hoover my floor. I changed my sheets on my bed. Nope. Okay, there we go. So, I probably would have jumped into this dungeon anyway with the roulettes. But yeah, it's because I actually did watch the review of Live Alive that IGN released, and the thing that put me off is they said that in the second half of the game, apparently there's so many random encounters that the reviewer said she ended up leaving the random encounters literally every few seconds. Because she said that they weren't even worth doing the battles because very little reward. And that put me off, because I think if that was the case, if I took like 2 meters around the battle, 2 meters around the battle, like I'll probably just rage quit the game. But it's not just about there's no time. It's just when I heard that, I was just like, eh. And then I got reminded of my time in what's it called? Is it Trials of Mana? Like, you just feel the age of the game, sort of thing. Because I never played it back in 94 or whatever, 95 when it came out. No one did, because it came out only in Japan. So, well, I mean, obviously Japanese players played it, but no one in the West did. I know that not a lot of, some people say that they pretty much never, like, look at the reviews before deciding if they want to play a game. But I do get influenced on, you play it on emulator? Oh, fair enough. I do get influenced by reviews, but especially from other gamers. Rather than, like, I'm not going to just buy a game just because, IGN or GameSpot or whatever said it's really good. That would be silly. And, like, for example, if I shop for anything on Amazon, I actually do read the player review, not the customer reviews. or I will buy something. Don't know about you guys. The old version is on the Switch. Okay. But yeah, it's like I said. I just have to consider the time. Because Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is not a small game. 100 hours plus. I'm going to be streaming that probably for like 2-3 weeks. I have to be, you know, realistic about it. Live or live? Oh, Trials of Mana. Okay. Well, we're talking basically about games from the 90s, which Square Enix are remaking these days. Now, there's been a lot of new information about The Last of Us Part 1. So I don't know if you guys saw the video that PlayStation released. It's like about 10 minutes long. They showed like a lot of gameplay and stuff like that. I am looking forward to it. People are still going on and on and on about this whole, it's a cash grab, it's too expensive, blah 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 blah. I'm a random person from the internet. You know, but I'm just like, just give it a rest. It's like, say it once, won't affect me. Say it 1,000 times, won't affect me. Say it twice in my presence, you get banned permanently. So because the unfortunate side of thing is just it's not going to change anything. Unfortunately, they decided they want $70 games. Is there really anything we can do about it? Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if they realize that there is a direct correlation between lowering the price and increased sales, then I'm sure they will lower the price. But that's something that they need to just decide on their own. It's a budget thing. Yeah, no, I mean, hey, I've asked for a free copy of it from PlayStation, so the same with God of War. Like I said, I'm not going to buy collector editions anymore because there's so many other things I could do with the money. Food is my priority. Yeah, absolutely. I ordered some more of that fuel. And I got a nice deal on it as well, because I bought 12 more of the drinks, so they're in the fridge. You know, those drinks I've been having every day. And then I got some of these like nutrition bars. And then with the deal with the drinks and the bars, I got a whole bag, which is worth like £28. I got it completely for free. So I was just like, okay, that's a good deal. So I got like £70 worth of fuel for like 42. I can live with that. It's just I don't want to stop having the fuel because it makes me feel great. You know, so I feel like if I stop taking it, I'm gonna start feeling like crap every day. I just don't want that. I'd assume so. But basically, what it is I have drinks in the fridge. It's just basically like a vitamin. It's like a multivitamin mineral tasty drink. But even those bars right in front of me, you know, they say 26 vitamins and minerals. They are gluten-free. They are vegetarian. They are everything. And they don't taste like much, to be perfectly honest, but overall they make me feel amazing. So that's why I've been sort of a lot more alert these days. Like, water is a completely separate issue in terms of energy levels, but the having all the right vitamins for me like fills a massive hole in my heart, in my body. What's that? Hey Joshua, how you doing today? And yeah, I do have certain days where I just want to chill, you know what I mean? After I've done the gaming news, after I've done everything I need to do for YouTube, just relax the rest of the day. So like yesterday, for example, I had the chicken pizza with extra chicken. I just treated myself, let's say. Good and just tired? Yeah. Yeah, I'm still, can't go to my family because my mum has not got the negative test yet. Oh, something I found out yesterday, which was kind of sad. My grandma, my mum's mum, has got breast cancer. So, which is obviously not good. She is 82, I think. 82 years old, something like that. She was a very young mum. Like, my granddad, like, her husband died when I was 14. 37 now. So, like, 23 years ago. But she was very young. So as soon as my mum is better, recovered from COVID, she's going to go and spend time with my grandma, with her mum. So, but you know, that's just, unfortunately, that's life, isn't it? That's just part of it. It's just the world we live in. All we can hope for is that we don't die painfully. Right, right. So yeah. And the thing is that my grandparents from my dad's side, my dad's parents, like my dad's dad died when my dad was 6. So I obviously have never met him. He was dead like 20 years before I was born. Again, that's just life. You know, you do feel bad to hear it, sure, but and the hope is that if the diagnosis was early enough, maybe they can do treatment for it. That level of detail, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. The thing is, like, my dad is the youngest of literally like 10 brother and sisters. So, and my dad is nearly 70. So, like, some of his siblings have already died of old age. Like, I've got uncles and aunts from his side that I never met. Let's see. My mom is 72. Yeah. And my dad is 67, I think. Mine are gone as well. Mom's one 2 years ago. Dad's year before. Never met either of my grandpas. I did. Yeah. On that solemn note, you know, that's the thing. And obviously the generation before them, like the great grandparents, if you ever even meet them, you're lucky. Obviously, I don't even know what their names are. The great grandparents. I don't even know what they look like, even. I could bump into them in the street, I wouldn't notice them. Cool. How long do we have? Okay, 39 minutes till the reset. Live to universe and everything, yeah. Isn't it fun? But I do feel a level of satisfaction with the work I'm doing, at least. Like, there isn't ever any moment where I'm sort of like, oh, I've got to do the gaming news again. You know, I've never felt that way, even after a year of doing it. And also as well, like, I don't dread the day, because I'm just obviously thinking back to when I was working 9 to 5. I did used to dread the day, and I used to really look forward to the weekend, as I could rest for a couple of days. At least now, with the work I'm doing, and the gaming news and so on, my YouTube channels, like, if anything, I wish that the day was longer, and I had more money to finance the pages. Because what I'd spend the money on, if I had extra cash, is I would get, for example, thumbnails for my vlog channel. I would do promotion on my social media to grow them even faster. I would do... what's it called? Maybe I'll get new equipment, like the standing desk and the... what's it called? Maybe a new mic or whatever. But at that point, all of it's nice to have. And if I had really a lot of money, like I was basically rich, then I would, maybe buy a house. Who knows? But at least I got the chair. Like, this chair supports my back a hell of a lot better than the other one. And I've got the AC. And it's what I try and do these days. Is I try and appreciate what I have, basically. I don't feel bad about what I don't. At least that's what I try to do. It's not always perfect, I'm still human. People can make mistakes, and life is not ideal. It's not even close to being ideal. At least I try my best. I don't dread my life. Like I said, when I was working, I used to. Oh, and one thing that was interesting. I spoke to, yesterday, one of my exes that I haven't spoken to in probably 4 or 5 years. So, not the big ex that stole all my money. Another one of my exes. Yes, there is more than one. It was interesting to talk to her again. thankfully she's just, she's happy, she's getting on with everything she needs to do, and that's it. Can't ask for more. He said we're going into work, but now it's either that or I starve. Yeah. Yeah, isn't life great? But one thing I'm really happy about is the fact that Twitch is not my income. Thank God for that. I don't rely on people flipping tipping me to eat. Thank God. My life would be so much worse if I was relying on tips. Or, like, oh, I need a certain number of viewers and all that stuff. You would be in trouble. Yeah, exactly. And it's not just me that's been struggling on Twitch these days, because, like I said, they're reducing the payout even on Twitch for the next few months to be $50 rather than the standard 100. Like, it's been 100 for years and years and years, but for the next like 6 months or so it's going to be $50. You only have to make $50 to get a payout. So, of course, like, exceptions apply, but still. And the problem with Twitch is, or streaming in general, I won't say Twitch specifically, but streaming in general, it's luck-based. Maybe you were born with a voice that sounds really great on a mic. Maybe you happen to be friends with other massive content creators who can constantly raid you and shout you out. Or maybe you play a game, or you happen to be amazing at a game which is incredibly popular. It's all luck. Because basically, like for example, I'm not going to play Valorant or Apex Legends just because they're big games, or Fortnite or Minecraft. None of those games interest me. That's why I don't play them. So, but obviously all of them are easily bigger than Final Fantasy XIV in terms of like view count and so on. But if you just happen to love playing those games, or you have to be amazing at them, luck. It's RNG basically. Because I see it all the time as well. There's always this debate about, for example, is being popular on YouTube, is that luck or is that skill? And some people say, no, it's skill, it's not luck. Like, you just have to learn the nuances of YouTube and to make better videos. But the same rules apply. Maybe you don't sound great on the mic. Maybe you're too shy to be on the mic. Maybe people don't like the way you look. Because I was watching Trainwrecks last night, and he was saying that he feels a lot of people treat him badly or treat him a certain way literally just because of the way he looks and the way he sounds, not for any other reason. And I was like, yep, I know that. I know that feeling. 100%. There are plenty of people who don't like the way I speak, for example. So, of course, everyone is in love with me because of how beautiful I am. So looks is not a problem for me. But a lot of people don't like the way I sound, because I sound very, like, authoritarian, I guess, if that's the word. And I have to sort of reiterate to people that what I'm saying is my opinion, it's not fact. I challenge you to explain to me why my opinion could be different. Just saying that you're wrong is not a different opinion. Depends, because YouTube is working against the small creators and pushing the big media, especially in the US. Yeah, I mean, I saw a video, you're talking about that this morning, talking about shorts versus long-form content. And they said that you could be, for example, super popular in shorts. Let's say your shorts get thousands, maybe even millions of views. But it will have absolutely no effect whatsoever on your long-form content in terms of promotion. So YouTube is not going to read any signals like, oh, he gets tons of viewers because of his shorts, therefore you should promote his long-form content. They actually switch that off. So the algorithms don't mix between shorts and long-form content. So which was it was interesting to see that. I mean, that was officially from someone from YouTube at VidCon was explaining that. So they said that they are working to bring it back, but what they're concerned about, basically, the reason they switched it off is because basically when people binge watch shorts one day, it can completely ruin their what's it called? Their watch history. Look away. And yeah, they want obviously people to be more in the app. So I'm always trying to learn. That's why I put in the vlog last week. I'm always trying to try new things, learn new things, and so on. And there is obviously an element of when it comes to YouTube, there is knowledge to be gained. Like there are things that work, things that don't work. But as with every social media, like if I was drop dead gorgeous with massive cleavage, then I could probably manipulate that to get more views, for example. Could take advantage of that, but I don't. So it's not all you need, though. Of course, you can go by without it. And most of the biggest creators on YouTube are male, so. But it's an interesting thing. But as I say, focusing on what I'm grateful for, thank God I do not rely on Twitch at all. I could quit Twitch today and it would make no difference to my life whatsoever. Whereas the feeling can be like, there's some people that have said it, this idea that, you know, they want to take time off streaming and so on, but they're worried that if they do, that their sub count will fall or their people will leave and not come back to their stream and all this other stuff. And I was like, yeah, no, I understand that completely. But I'm trying to think of the long term. Like, how can I consistently do this for the long term in a way that's actually gonna be beneficial to me? And I will still keep deleting my VODs. Like, because I was thinking about it before. I will probably get more discovery on Twitch if I didn't delete my VODs. And people can discover my VODs randomly, like my clips and stuff like that. But I just do not trust Twitch in terms of VODs and video content. I don't trust them at all. Like, if they were to ask me, because sometimes Twitch asks in like a survey and stuff. If they were to ask me, if they said, okay, Mithrie, look, do you trust us in terms of VODs? Give us a score out of 10. The score I will give them is -7. So, in terms of VODs, I do not trust Twitch on VODs at all. It's just like, you made me delete 3, 4, 5 years of content, and then expect me to just forget it. You know? It would be like YouTube doing that. Like, could you imagine what would happen with YouTube? It's like, oh, we made a mistake, so you have to delete your videos on YouTube. But from now on, you can keep them. Could you imagine the absolute shitstorm? So yeah. And because of my OCD, basically, like, these things are still fresh to me. I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of things that happened years ago which are still fresh to me because of my OCD. Yeah. Good job, team. Okay, so I need to buy new tickets. But I am halfway to 80. There's 25 minutes till the reset. Wonder if I have time for a trust. Oh, see, it would be nice if I ate 80 today, then I can start doing the Arca Sodra on Machinist. Okay, let's go back to the house and then let's queue up for a trust. Oh, I need to do the level 80 Machinist quest as well, don't I? I don't know if I have the energy for it today, though. But we'll see. Maybe tomorrow. Or whenever, if I stream tomorrow. It's a weekend. Hey, let's see. Trust. Because I'm obviously keeping in mind that, like I said, when Xenoblade Chronicles comes out, we're probably going to be playing it non-stop for, like, very, very long time. 77, 78.
Victory will be ours.
81, 82. Okay, that's a good group. Alright. Do Malika's Wall. Now, good thing is, these are trusts. So, BRB. They're not going to complain. Gonna quickly go to the bathroom. Be right back. Hey, Ian, have you thought about what you're going to do in terms of YouTube Premium or Extra or whatever? The subscriptions? Yeah. Going back to what you were saying, Don, as well about these small creators. I was watching a video from Ludwig, But you know, he's the smallest creator. He's only got like 12 million subscribers. Now he was basically saying that he had a video on YouTube Shorts that ended up with like 11, 12, 13 million views. And in terms of ad revenue, he made like $85 or something from it, or 12 million views. So, and he said he had another video, which was just a normal YouTube video, that got 2 million views, and from that he made nearly $2,000. So basically, Shorts don't pay dick at the moment. They don't pay anything. And maybe you'll get a bonus from the YouTube Shorts fund, basically, in the next month. So, but the reason I'm pushing towards Shorts at the moment is because it's just a way to at least get me exposure.
Away with you!
So, for example, I do concentrate on exposure quite a lot. So, like my Instagram, for example, I have not made 1 penny from my Instagram. I've got, I think, nearly 16,000 followers now. I've not made a penny from it. And then my Facebook, I've got more than 47,000 followers on Facebook. I've not made a penny. Though I got an email from Facebook saying that they want to add stars to Reels in the future, in the next few months, which is basically, it's like Twitch bits. If you really like a Reel, you'll be able to give it bits. So Facebook are working on that. And then, but for now, again, it's not making me a penny. My website, like I put ads on my website, but so far those ads have made me like 50 cents. So even though there's a lot of ads on my website now because of Google, but I still do them every single day because it's good advertising. It's great to grow the brand or grow the business, let's say. Not everything has to be done for money. It's worth the investment at the beginning. Because it's like, for example, like, it's a way Mr. Beast grew all of his stuff, isn't it? It's that he would make 10 grand, he would give it away. He would make 20 grand, he would give it away. He would make 100 grand, he would give it away. He would make $1 million, he would give it away. So, I'm hoping to get onto that curve someday. That any money I make, I just give it away, but only if it will then help me grow even faster. Because I was talking to Mum about it before. It's like, I don't think any of you guys would mind if I started doing, like, cash giveaways on the stream. Would any of you guys mind if I started doing that? I'd be like, yeah, let's, you know, one random person today will get X amount of money with their MP, their Mithrie points. Because believe me, if I had the money, I would do those sort of giveaways every day. But only on the basis that I obviously make double, triple of it back. As long as it like, yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say, Joshua. Like, I would only give away that money if I was going to make triple back from it. Like, if I give away $1 grand, it means I'm going to make 3. Which I think that's a fair deal, isn't it?
There.
It's a good tax write-off as well. Yeah, yeah. I hope I can get onto that curve one day. I've got a lot of spare cash and I can just start doing cash giveaways. But of course, there are rules in place. And I need to make sure that I don't accidentally break any gambling laws. I think the way I make sure I never break any gambling laws is to make sure that there isn't a charge for entry. So, for example, that's why Twitch don't want you to do sub-only giveaways. Because sub-only giveaways means you have to pay a sub in order to enter the giveaway. Therefore, that can be considered gambling. And in some countries, I can go against the gambling laws. There are some people that do, like, sub-only giveaways anyway, but they really shouldn't. Maybe they don't realize if they might actually be breaking the law. Let alone, like, you know, fine, there's Twitch TOS is one thing, but they might actually be breaking the law as well. But, for example, all of you guys are earning MP. MP has got no value. You can't buy MP. It's like, if you're subbed, sure, or a mod, your MP generation is quicker, but MP itself has got 0 value. And it's the MP you're going to be using for the giveaways. Compared to where it's at? Yeah. I mean, for the US, basically, as long as there's no charge for the entry, then it's not gambling. Because I saw some video talking about, you know, all the giveaways that Mr. Beast does. To say whether it's legal or not legal and so on. So, like, the way he's doing it is fine. Because he doesn't charge people for entry. Plus time. Because I don't want to end up like flipping, you know, old like workplaces where they say, oh, we can't give you cash bonuses. So we're going to give you like a $25 book voucher to a shop that you're never ever going to go to. Congratulations. In case you ever wonder why workplaces can sometimes give away such what looks like really stupid incentives. But, you know, the gambling laws exist for a reason. For a good reason, I would say. Well, I failed. Didn't get out in time. But let me make sure I close Hypersnap. I can sprint without it giving me that weird bug. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. Hang on a minute. I see, usually... Wait a minute. Might be able to get around it. There we go. I did it, chat. What first? What I was trying to do basically is I press the start button so that the taskbar shows. Click on the icons on the right so that I could then close Hypersnap. But when I was right-clicking Hypersnap, it would just minimize and go back to 14. We did the newspapers. At least the bonus they would give us gas cards. Yeah. But yeah, so like I said, if you've ever received non-cash incentives from a workplace, that is why. Because it might be against gambling laws otherwise. I mean, that's the vision, because, you know, I keep a vision in my head of where I would like everything to go in terms of my content. It doesn't have to be Twitch. I couldn't care less about Twitch. Just my content creation in general. Like, what I envision is one day, for example, having my own house. Maybe having my own studio or stream room. which is both either heated or what's it called? Properly air conditioned, so I'm not affected by the weather. Ideally in a basement, so I'm not affected by the elements, basically. And I'm also envisioning actually having money in my bank account for the first time ever. Because it's what I said before. Like, I'm nearly 40 years old, right? I'm 37. I'm nearly 38. In my entire lifetime, my whole life, I have never, ever, not even once, not even for a moment, had 10 grand in the bank without debt. There's always been debt, which means my net value has always been below 10k. So I don't know if that's the same for you guys, but basically if I ever have 10k cash without any debt whatsoever, I don't owe my parents money, I don't owe anyone money, end of story, and I've got 10 grand in the bank, that would represent the richest I've ever been in my entire life. I have never had that much money, ever. And every time there's been situations where people have got an influx of cash for no reason whatsoever, it's never worked out for me, ever. So, for example, when Twitch Prime first came out, there were some people that are saying, oh, I got 3,000 sub points because of Twitch Prime. Didn't happen for me, I got like 20 when Twitch Prime first launched. And then this 14 campaign, where lots of people got hundreds, maybe even thousands of gift subs for literally no reason at all. Wasn't selected, didn't get it. So every single time there's been any sort of thing to get lots of cash for no reason whatsoever, definitely 100% not deserved. I've never been lucky even in that sense. So, yeah. And then I had my jobs as well. And then you saw what happened in the job situation. And then I love my ex-girlfriend. Stupidly, I gave her money. And that was me just loving someone more than I love myself. And I got punished for it, for loving someone else. How dare I? So, yeah.
This is going to leave a
But
mark.
it's important as well, you know, they say, you know, all these things are just experience, isn't it? And to not feel bitter, to just do better sort of thing, as they say. But I was like saying, can't I just have a little bit of luck? Just a little bit? Just a teeny weeny bit? Can't I just be lucky just at least once in that regard? I do consider my life to be very, very easy, sure. You know, and I would consider myself very lucky in that sense. You know, I play video games for a living. It's like the easiest, mindless, stupidest job in the world. But at the same time, like I said, it would be nice if one time, for example, I'm raided by Shroud or something. It doesn't have to be Shroud. I don't know if he raids anyone. But like a big streamer. I have never been raided by a big streamer before, ever. I'm talking of like the 10,000 person raid. That has never happened. So, hey Jim, how you doing? So I've never received a shout out from any big content creator ever. I have never anything. So, and there were times even when back on the days when I used to stream on YouTube, where there was one day where the stream was starting to finally blow up. I had 50 viewers and 100 viewers and 200 viewers and 300 viewers, and it was growing and growing and growing. It probably would have reached even 1,000. It never would have stopped, basically, because it was going up and up and up. And then what happened? My internet disconnected. And then when I came back, the stream had about 10 viewers. So, yeah. So, like I said, so it's not just a case of, you know, think positively and good things will happen, blah, blah. It's a case of, in my case, I expect things to go badly. Every time I upload a video, I expect 0 views. Every time I go live on Twitch, I expect 0 viewers. Every time I want to check my bank account, I expect there to be 0 or even less. But what that means is, the good thing or the positive about it, is that if I get even one thing, like 1% of what some other people expect on a daily basis, I am grateful. because my expectation is really, really, really low. It's really low. So, but I still just press on every day. It's like you just, because that's why I said that you separate money and happiness. It's like the two are not linked. Wealth, money, happiness, they're all completely separate things. Money is not wealth. Money is not happiness. So having lots of money, you can still be miserable. It does not make you happy. It does not make you wealthy to have lots of money if you don't know what to do with it. Whereas me, like, you know, if someone gave me $10,000 right now, for example, I would know how to use every flippin' penny of it. And I would use it incredibly efficiently. So, because of the fact I've been living on zero for so flippin' long. So, which is, I'm sure that's a good thing for the long term. You know? So, if I do start blowing up on YouTube, then, yeah, I will know how to invest the money properly. I'll know how to make every penny count. Because, again, sometimes I've been watching maybe a lot of train wrecks lately. You know, sometimes he says he'll give away hundreds of thousands of dollars in a stream. And I wish I was at that point where I could give away hundreds of thousands. But he says that quite often when people win the giveaways, they don't know what to do with it. And they end up spending it on stupid stuff. And then they burn it and lose it all. Whereas if I won 200 grand from train wrecks, believe me, it's gonna last. I will turn that 200k into $1 million. So, but it's down to your own experience of life and realizing what's important, not important. Money is not important at all, as long as you have a minimum. So you have a roof over your head, you have all the food you need to stay alive. You take care of your health, you take care of, you know, drinking enough water and so on. What else do you need? That'll be good content on YouTube. But which part? Well, I do try and give the tidbits of knowledge to on my finance channel, for example. In fact, tomorrow's Saturday, isn't it? So I need to think about my finance video for tomorrow. And I do like my routine. So my routine is nice. I like it. Let's see. Did you see that Soda is joining OTK? I thought he was already in OTK. Wasn't he, like, at events already? Or is it, like, was it just never official? Because that wasn't, like, Nick, one of the founding members. Maybe that's why. It's just, like, maybe he felt left out if he wasn't an official member. But yeah, good for him. I'm happy for him. They're all friends already anyway. Like, him and Nick and Asmongold and all the rest of them. That's fine. It's GIF. Never official. Okay, fair enough. Why not? I mean, hey, I respect Soda even more because he didn't just join it blindly just because his friends were in it. He did actually delay. Good for him. But it's the second boss now. For the reset. Literally a minute. Okay. I was reading in for the gaming news this morning that Wrath of the Lich King might be coming out in, what's it, November or something like that. But for that, I'll probably just watch Asmongold play it. But for me, Wrath of the Lich King was like, God, how many years ago now? Like 14 years ago when I first played it. Long time. Well, I mean, funny enough, I have a video coming out today on the Finance channel talking about that, about the importance of clearing debt. Yeah. Now, the thing is as well, I need to think of the wording. I need to be careful with the wording. I never ever want people to assume that, for example, you know, I'm trying to garner sympathy. It's like, oh, look at me, I've never had 10 grand. La-di fucking da. You know what I mean? It's like, there's so many positives in my life that just doesn't matter at all. Because I remember I actually had this discussion with my dad, funny enough, several months ago. Like, he would consider me almost poor. And I was like, I'm not poor. Like, if anything, I'm living a very affluent life. You know, I have a nice place I'm renting. I can pay the rent. You know, I have my own internet connection. I have, you know, I can stream as much as I like. I can play games as much as I like. I've got no debt. My life is actually very privileged, I would say. Could be better, sure, but... And I said I am grateful of the lessons that having no money all this time has taught me. The unfortunate side as well, though, like talking about an example, it's just an example of the 14 campaign, is that by making it selective, the way they did, and making it exclusive to certain streamers and not to everyone, it makes it seem like those streamers that were selected are worthy and everyone else wasn't. So, which is why, this is part of the reason why I basically unpartnered with Square Enix. I basically said I couldn't give a damn about the money. I couldn't get less. It's a case of, you have basically said all these other streamers are better than me and every other streamer because they are part of your inner circle. Or you keep selecting them for campaigns over and over and over again for no reason. We can't see any reason why you're selecting these people for your campaigns. So, and, you know, they can, you know, pretend like, for example, yeah, we weren't selected for any reason other than this or that. But it's kind of like, look, you took the money. So you basically, you kiss ass. And basically, you had the right to not do the campaign. But you chose to take the money. You have no value to me. You have no morals. You have no level of anything. So, welcome to my ban list. You're going to stay there. But I also said to Square Enix as well. I said I'm going to partner with you because I don't want ever again for you to say indirectly, directly, anything to me what I'm worth. You know what I mean? I don't need an endorsement or recognition from you, like, at all. So, and I think that's very important for your own sake, that you recognize your own value. That's why I said about being your own biggest fan, your own biggest cheerleader, and not for anyone else to determine your value. So, it's like, for example, like I said before, like, probably today, tomorrow, I'm going to hit 16,000 followers on Instagram. Yay. That's for me. That's my own value. I'm not going to go on Twitter or other places and say, wow, we hit this milestone. Wow, amazing, guys. Thank you for your support and so on. It's for me. It's my business. It's not anyone else's. So it's my own accomplishment as well. And that's why I've sent out those tweets in the past as well. Like, I want to thank myself for doing all the fucking work. So, yeah, like, maybe it doesn't fit the status quo, let's say, of how other streamers behave. But, you know, that's just what I really believe. Is that it's really important to believe in yourself and to set your own goals and not for other people to dictate or say to you what you're worth. Having a big amount, like a large amount of money, does not make you worth more than someone who has nothing. Having big numbers on social media doesn't mean shit. Having big view count on Twitch doesn't mean shit. Having big view count on YouTube doesn't mean shit. You can be a dick and be Mr. Beast. So, but at least in his case, he is actually, you know, feeding people. So yeah, don't let anyone ever tell you what you're worth. Don't let anyone ever imply what you're worth. So, and it's the thing as well, like, if anyone ever, in my presence, ever says, oh, so-and-so person only gets 5 viewers on their stream, therefore they're no good, they're going to be banned from this stream, instantly. It said, view count does not determine value, at all. Because there were some people like, I can't remember his name, I won't say his name anyway, where he's like, he was a big 14 content creator, and people were attacking him because he abused his girlfriend. But people were almost hesitating. Like, oh, but he makes really good videos on YouTube, therefore we should give him a second chance. It's like, no. Simply, if he's abusing his girlfriend, that's what he is. He's an abuser. It's like, it makes no difference what videos he makes or what other things he does. It doesn't give anyone a pass. He makes good videos.
Gloves are off.
You know, the fact that some people think that is ridiculous. But then on the other side of the equation, at the other end, there were some people, when there was drama around me for no reason, like the internet decided it didn't like me one day, like people were saying, you're a public figure, you should be open to abuse. And I was like, no, I don't have to accept abuse ever. It doesn't matter if I have 1 billion subscribers or if I have 2. I think I know who you mean. Yeah. It was a story some time ago. So, like, people were hesitating and wanting to give him a second pass because he makes good YouTube videos. And I was like, I was reading those comments like, huh? It's like, did you ignore the bit about him abusing his girlfriend? I don't even know who the guy is. I couldn't care less. But it's just that it's the principle of the thing. As their principles do actually matter, in my opinion. And it's the same thing for me. Like, if I ever do something as heinous, or heinous? Is it heinous or heinous? I can't remember how you pronounce it. I hope you guys don't give me a pass just because you like my videos or you like my streams. If there's undeniable proof that I've done something sinister, then I want you guys to be the first people to shoot me. Not to give me a pass. Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Away with you.
Like, the first one, yeah. So if anything, I'll give you the gun. So... I mean, that's the point I'm making, is that, like, never ever give a content creator a pass because you like their videos or you like their streams. That's literally the stupidest, one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. in my entire life. If someone is a dick, they're a dick. It makes no difference what videos they make. Or how many viewers they get on stream. Please don't do anything that would make me do that. Yeah, I won't.
I will not hold back.
And the unfortunate side as well is that, let's say you are really nice, you're really popular, people really like you, they do whatever, and people have got nothing to attack you with. What will happen at that point is make shit up to try and like push you down. To try and make it seem like, oh yeah, this person is no good, I am therefore better. You should pay attention to me and not them. And they just make shit up. It's like when people were saying that I stole money from Reddit. It's like I said, no, I did not steal money from Reddit. Number one, fuck Reddit. Number two, what actually happened was I got kicked out my house, my community supported me, and I went to Reddit to say thank you. And people spun the thank you so negatively, somehow it turned into drama. So I was like, huh. But I didn't know anything about Reddit at that point. If I had known about Reddit, I never ever would have posted on that. It's basically it's so flippant toxic. It's insane. And I'm not the only person to complain about it. Oh yeah. I mean, you guys were there when all that happened. But the problem is with things like that, it was let's call it just a stupid rumor. You know, I could go down the word and say it was a malicious lie. I'm not going to be that dramatic, but it's a case of I'll say it was a stupid rumor at the time. But the problem is, even after all this time, some people still fucking believe it. So some people forevermore. Oh, thanks for the sub. Forgive, I appreciate you. Some people will forevermore believe Mithrie, oh, he's that guy that stole money from Reddit. Even though there was no truth to it when it was said the first time. Or the 1000th time. It was never any truth to it ever. It was made up. Well, yeah, forgive you, you weren't here when I was talking about it. I found out yesterday or the day before that my grandma has got breast cancer, which kind of sucks. Otherwise, I'm fine. Hopefully my grandma will be okay. But, yeah. But that's just... Unfortunately, that's just the... You know, online, isn't it? And that's why I've got the instant ban policy. If there's anything that even slightly annoys me or slightly makes me cringe or anything, just delete and ban. Don't look back. I don't want to spend my life, you know, being worried about certain things. Okay, so Alpha Node in your shoulder hit 78. Yep. Nice. I remember when you went on Limbo Break Radio. Yeah, I remember that. That was interesting. I have seen, they're still going, right? Limbo Break Radio? Oh, sorry. Gonna... Cool. Joshua, do you want to do roulette? You gonna be a tank or a healer, or are you busy? Idea? Fair enough. But that's just, you know. Ario is not there anymore. Fair enough. Okay, let me invite you. Right the party. Yeah, if you could be tank or healer just so the queues are not insanely long, you wouldn't mind. Start with 50-60. Oh yeah, I know who you mean. Alright, let's join. But the thing is as well, like I said, I have branched out so far away from 14. Like, fine, I'm playing it right now, sure, but like, you guys know, like, my gaming news barely ever talk about 14. Like, my music channel, nothing to do with 14. My finance channel, nothing to do with 14. My vlog channel, nothing to do with 14. Even my main channel on YouTube, my Gaming Guys channel, fine, there's obviously a lot of 14 videos on there, but how often do I upload to it these days? Like, these days, I'm more focused on, like, for me, at this point, my main channel is my gaming news channel. Even if it is, like, 40 times smaller than my main channel. And I think that's important. Like, I think it would be a massive, massive risk if after, what, a decade, I was still exclusively making 14 content and doing 14 stuff. That would be such a huge risk. 14 videos will come out when there is new content to do. Yeah. Or when I'm catching up on old content. But the gaming news is fresh every single day. And I like it. We'll just see what happens with the gaming news channel as it grows. Like, I like how it's going. It's going nicely so far. Because at this point, my gaming news channel is getting almost as many views per day as my main channel. Not quite. Like, my main channel is still bigger by far. But, like, to put it in perspective, like, my main channel will get 3,000 to 5,000 views-ish a day. My gaming news channel will get 1,000 to 3,000 a day. So it's catching up. So, like, sooner than later, the gaming news channel will be pulling in more views per day than the main channel. But what's nice, both of them are feeding me, let's say. That's why, that's why I've got 6 channels, because eventually I want all 6 to feed me. I want all 6 to succeed. And well. Hey Joe, how you doing today? And that's why, as well, I'm still uploading to Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and so on. None of them pay me. I don't make a penny from any of the social medias. 0. But you never know what it could lead to. Especially because they are all exploring more monetization options. So I want to be ready when they do. Work, how are you? Yeah, pretty good. We're just talking about life as a content creator. And survived the heat wave as well, thank God. Like, the UK was very, very hot earlier this week, Monday and Tuesday. But right now, my room is nice. It's 25°C. So it's cooled down, that's for sure. Because on Monday, Tuesday, in my room, even with the AC on, it was 30. You remember, guys? Like 30, 31, even with the AC blasting. So, thank God it cooled down. And I still, most of the time, just don't even know what day of the week is. I still don't. Like, so when I checked today, it said it's Friday today. It's like, wow, really? It's Friday? Got a question for you? What's up? But it's not for Insight. Yeah, absolutely. And I am looking forward to Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Hopefully it'll be good fun. But like I said, the Huel has definitely... Well, I've been having it for a couple of weeks now. It definitely... What's it called? Are you an FC leader? I am, yeah. So we have the FC on Sagatana. It's called the Mythical Knights. We have a mansion as well. Join. There used to be hundreds of members in the FC, but that was years ago. And then 14 since then has just declined in popularity. So now there's a group of maybe 5-10 of us at the most in the FC that still play. See, hello there, this is an alt, have done this plenty before. Cool. Even if you were brand new, wouldn't matter. Mount dropping, yeah, totally. I don't even think about it. I don't think I've ever seen it drop, let alone I don't think I've seen it drop to lose roll on it. Any tips on how to revive or liven up an FC? No, because like I said, my FC is old. Like if I was going to, let's say I was determined to fill the FC up, I would probably like make videos for YouTube or something to say we have an FC and so on. Am I lagging? Is the game disconnecting? Am I still live? Joshua, are you lagging at all? I think the game disconnected. Know them in real life, maybe talk to. Yeah, friends, family, real life if they play the game. You're live. Okay, so I am live. The game itself is... Like, for me, the game is lagging. Look, you can see it on my screen. I can't move. Well, I'm not seeing anything happen. There we go. Yeah, I got disconnected. Thanks, game. Let's see if I can get back in straight away. I don't know what happened there. But in terms of actually leading the FC, I thought they got rid of this. In terms of leading an FC, I've always taken a sort of hands-off approach, just let the FC run itself. You need to wait a while. Great. Well, this... Okay, now it's doing it. Just wait, okay. Yeah, because I know it's a big cancel button, so that's why I just didn't do anything. I don't know what happened there. Have you guys ever seen that error before? 90,006? I mean, you guys who are in the FC, are you happy with the way I run the FC? I basically don't. It should be like the safest environment in the world. You've been kicked out a lot. Okay. Happens. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I've never seen that error before. Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. If you have like a common goal in mind, you're trying to recruit people to do a raid with or whatever. But I've always been really casual in this game. That's the thing. I mean, over the years, I have kicked people out of the FC. Like, probably... But only a small number, maybe 2, 3. I have members who haven't logged in for a long time, and then they come back and don't say anything. First thing they do is leave the FC. That's fine. That happens. I think there's some people in our FC that have not logged in for like 2 years. I didn't bother clearing them out. Just, you know, but it's up to them if they want to come back or do anything. Hey, Rod. How you doing today? I don't think it matters. Well, I mean, for me personally, it doesn't matter. If people log in and then leave the FC, it wouldn't affect me at all. You alright? How are you today? Yeah, good. I'm happy that things cooled down. We had a really bad heat wave in the UK on like Monday, Tuesday. So things are cool here now. Yeah. It's like I said, because it's what I said as well. It's not class. It's not school. People pay their own sub. They are free to do whatever they want, except annoy me. You annoy me, then I'll take action if it's my FC. But if people log in and leave, up to them. I won't even blink. Because there was one guy who was in the FC. He was in the FC for years even, and like. He would log in every day even if I wouldn't, to a point where I would have given him the FC if I ever quit the game. But then one day, stops replying to any messages, stops, you know, talking to any of us, won't answer any whispers, or won't answer anything, left the FC, never came back. So I was like, okay, well, that's life. There you go. People move on. I was annoyed a little bit when it first happened, but if it happens again, I just really don't care. Let's see. We have one who is offline 3.6 years. Fair enough. Yeah, we should get like a medal for that. Like have an FC member that's been offline for more than 1,000 days. It just means that the FC is more than 1,000 days old. Because I do think about that sometimes as well. Like, you know, I've got like more than 40,000 subscribers on my main YouTube channel. The sad truth is, some of them probably dead. So they'll probably be sub to me for the rest of the time, and I don't even know who they are. But that's online, isn't it? That's the internet. That's just the morbid part of it. Yeah, I mean, like, some time ago, some years back, I think it was just before 2.0 launched, so back in 2013. I went back to Final Fantasy XI for a short time because I was burnt out on World of Warcraft. Like, I really just couldn't play World of Warcraft anymore. And I joined a really, really tiny Link show, a very small one. They had about 5 members at the very most, maybe 4 or 5 members only. The difference was those 4 or 5 members logged in every single day. So it felt like a very active Link show. And it allowed me to get most of the content that I wanted in 11 finished. So, which was nice. So, like, don't underestimate having just even a couple of active members is enough.
My word, this data!
So yeah. But I think that the point I'm making is that I wouldn't stress about it. People come, people go. Hopefully you'll just find people to get what you want from the game. I mean, yeah, that's a maximum. You could argue that if you're doing raids, for example, all you need is 7 others, because the raids are 8 man. I do wonder, though, if they will ever add trust to the raids. That would be interesting. Like, you can do all raid content, even Savage, with NPCs. Yeah, but I said the unfortunate truth as well. 14 is really flipping old. Like, and I know they're updating it all the time, and the latest expansion just came out, blah 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 blah. But the 14 project started before 2010, so it's already more than a decade old, which in gaming terms makes it flippin' ancient. And for me, this is probably. It's not guaranteed, but it's probably the last MMO I'm going to play. I just don't see myself having the time ever again to start another MMO. I'm nearly 40, for goodness sake, you know what I mean? This MMO closed down? Yeah. It's just that the thing is, like, even single-player games these days have got really good co-op and online options. So, like, the MMO aspect, like, it was obviously revolutionary in the early 2000s, like when World of Warcraft first came out. And even before that, you know, some people were playing EVE Online and whatever. But it's now old. It's an old concept. It's just maybe the phase of MMO for me personally is just is over. And the thing is, I would say about 14 specifically. we're lucky to have 14. It wasn't designed this way. 1.0 flopped. It nearly shut down Square Enix as a company even. They lost $100 million because of 1.0. And therefore they reacted and made this to what the MMO is now. So if 1.0 launched better, like, would 14 have been remade this hard? I doubt it. So this is a game of luck. It wasn't the intentional act, it was an act of desperation. I mean, sure, a lot of hard work went into it, and it has probably helped Square Enix as a company to make better games, sure, but it's just, like I said, it was not their intention to make 1.0 this good. At all. And what you should do, you should watch, there was a documentary, can't remember on which channel, where they interviewed the staff at Square Enix to explain why 1.0 failed and the 2.0 launch. So, Danny O'Dyer, I think, his channel. I just can't remember what it's called. Is it No Clip? Is that his channel? It's all like coming back to me slowly.
Kill.
Yeah, No Clip, yeah. So, No Clip, 14 documentary, I'd recommend to watch it. If you're interested. But, like, the thing is, though, for us older gamers, we've already reached a point of the current generation of gamers saying things like, what's a floppy disk? What's dial-up internet? You know what I mean? Who's Gandhi? And that's going to be the same for MMOs and 14 at some point.
Show me your role.
It's like, what the hell is an MMO?
Yes, yes, just so.
Like, you know, people will say like, yeah, oh, these are games that we used to play as kids. It's like, cool story, Grandpa. Can I go now?
More!
That happens if the company thinks too highly of itself. Well, yeah. Did you see my gaming news this morning?
Have you the strength?
Like, Minecraft has banned NFTs and blockchain technology. Like, completely.
Power to transcend.
So I think it's kind of funny. And there was another site I was reading for the gaming news where Epic Games have said basically they will never ban. Oh, I'm 80 now. Cool. Thank you. Epic Games said they will never ban NFTs or blockchain from the Epic Games Store. But then the first reply to them saying that was like, oh, do you remember when you said NFTs were a scam? Didn't NFTs fail already? No, they're still trying to go with NFTs, which is really sad. Okay, let me update my gear. There we go. Now 5:30. Leveling roulette. Let's go. I'll clean up my bags after this. But cool. So my machinist is 80, so I can now start doing the Akasodra. Finally. So let's go to Avnir. I mean, technically NFTs failed already. I think they failed at birth, but it's just not going away. But now, anyway, hopefully they will go away like some point soon, sooner than later. They haven't failed entirely. No, like some companies are still trying to push it. But you know something is bad when it makes you think like paid DLC and expansion passes and whatever and battle passes is better. I mean, yeah. I just did this dungeon. Nope. Oh yeah, I still have flippin' Cyberpunk installed on my PlayStation. I noticed yesterday. I got Resident Evil 3 installed. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles is what I'm interested in because of the fact Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was so good. Because you remember, I had a lot of fun with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. But thanks to Twitch, my playthrough is lost forever. Thanks, Twitch. Will you be playing Cyberpunk? I will at some point, yeah. When I've actually finished my backlog of games. Which might be never, but it is on the list. Right now the list is, I want to do Xenoblade Chronicles 3, then I want to see if I can platinum Resident Evil 3 Remake, then I'll jump into Cyberpunk, if there's nothing else in between. But I also want to play the big releases when they come out. So for example, when Plague Tale Requiem comes out in, was it October, I think, that's going to take priority. And it's already been proven how quickly time flies. Or is it December? Okay. But yeah, the rest of the year is going to be busy. Like September, we're playing The Last of Us Remake. And then October, is it God of War? Is it October? I can't remember. So there's a lot of other games coming up. And then one day, like apparently they're already working on Yakuza 8, as in the sequel to Yakuza Like a Dragon. I'm looking forward to that. There isn't any details about it yet. All we have so far is a couple of leaked images. But eventually, yeah, we'll get Yakuza 8. If Yakuza Like a Dragon was considered Yakuza 7. Like, Yakuza Like a Dragon was great, right? And then Death Stranding 2. Hopefully play that the second it comes out, rather than like 3 years later. Because I absolutely love Death Stranding 1. It just works for me. I know it doesn't work for everybody, but for me, Death Stranding was one of the best games I ever played. And then Final Fantasy XIV Crisis Core is in winter this year. And then Rebirth comes out in a year from now. I think hopefully by then Square Enix would have dropped the whole you can't stream the ending policy. If they still have that, then God help them, sort of thing. I hopefully it'll be gone by the end of the year, if not before then. So And if they have no intention to ever let it go, then I'll be like, okay, I'm just really think twice about playing Square Enix games in the future. Love Like a Dragon, and I want more. Yeah. So hopefully Yakuza 8 will be like that. I still need to go back and do finish off Judgment and then play the second one. Lost Judgment. I never played the second Judgment game. And what I'm hoping as well is that the more my social media grows, the more my presence grows, more my YouTube channel grows, that the days of me paying for games just ends. Like, if I can just approach any company and what's it called, and get sponsored games. Though, if all the channels succeed and I have lots of money, then it won't matter about if I buy games or not, because they'll be like a tiny expense to me. Because again, when I was watching Trainwrecks last night, he was opening the crates in CSGO. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that before. Where people buy crates and then they buy the keys to open the crates to get custom skins. And the skins can be worth a lot of money. He was like buying the keys. He was buying 20 keys at a time for $50. And he ended up buying like probably $500-600 worth. Just for the sake of like maybe half an hour worth of content on his stream. But then I remember the fact that like, he's a multi-millionaire. To him, what is flipping $500? Literally nothing. So it would be nice if I get to that stage. And ultimately, where I would like to get to as a content creator, let's say, is to a point where I can just say someone's name and change their life just by saying their name, whether it's be a raid or a host or whatever. I would love to have that level of like influence / power. But Trainwrecks did make a good point yesterday. He said that do not ever take influence from effectively people who didn't even finish school and then play games for a living. They are not influencers. They're not wise. They don't know anything about anything. And I was like, yeah, good point. He thinks basically that the word influence is wrong. And it gave me something to think about, because obviously that's part of my branding, isn't it? Is as a content creator, I'm an influencer, but I am not wise. I am not learned. I'd say it was an interesting thing for him to bring up. But going back to just the games, because that's why we're here. Yeah, there is so many games to play. Most influencers just want to buy games, buy items. Yeah. It's just for me, like I couldn't, like, my wants and needs are so limited. So like me succeeding on all the YouTube channels, I want that. I don't need it. My life is not gonna change whether I get it or not. So it would be nice if I had millions of dollars and I don't know what to do with it. That'd be great. But my hope would be is that I would have more of a leaning towards helping people than hoarding the money. Just give it a flipping way. Don't need it. Because I've never had it. And it's what I said before, like, wouldn't it be nice if being a mod in the stream is actually a paid position? Like if I eventually have, like, a team of people. Like, the mods are paid, and the, what's it called? I've got editors that can handle some of the mundane stuff on YouTube for me, and stuff like that. Would be nice. But that's just for my personality type, basically. I would rather be an employer, not an employee, let's say. Because I remember when I was in my first job, they made us do this personality test to work out team dynamics. And I was determined to be a plant. So a plant is basically someone who has all the ideas. And they said, okay. And they said, what's the best role position for a plant? They said someone who is... the ideal job title for me would be like bank manager or head of state. And I was like, yep, that's me. I don't think there's any countries that have like you know, world leader positions available right now, but that's my ideal job position. Could you imagine President Mithrie? I won't settle for any less. It's probably better that I'm not a world leader. I think I would be a tyrant. I think the UN would come after me. I mean, guys, have you ever had any sort of personality test in your working life? I did find it very interesting. They said, yeah, your ideal position, head of state. King of the world. I am a supporter. Ah. I don't like to lead, so heavy in burden. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's more the can try and get things done that I want to get done without people contradicting me. That's why I don't work well in teams, because basically, if other people tell me what to do, I'm just like, eh. If I don't agree with it, then I'm you know, I will cause problems. But it's something I was thinking about before, that, you know, I tend to be very open and very honest with about how I feel about certain things. And to a point where, apparently, allegedly, me being so honest about everything, like, they consider it a slight disability that I don't hold back. It's not that I'm incapable of holding back, but it's kind of sad that we live in a world where being honest is considered a disability. It's like, no, you're supposed to be scum, you're supposed to be sick like everyone else. That's the normal. That I find funny. You're too honest. You need to be mildly honest about things. Yeah, I mean, I tell you my motivation for being, let's say, overly honest. When I was in school, up until the age of about 13, 14, I would lie. I would exaggerate. I would take whatever. I was trying to be the cool kid. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, you know, I've done this and that. I've done everything. I'm the coolest ever. Love me. And it didn't, I remember that time, when at 13, 14, it didn't matter how small or how big the lie was, it was always found out. It didn't matter. It could be the biggest lie, it could be the tiniest lie. It was always found out as a lie. So, when I was about, like I said, 14 plus, I made the decision from then. I said, you know what? I'm just going to tell the unfiltered truth all the time. And that actually made me more notorious in the school days. And I was sort of like, yeah, well, I got what I wanted. I got my notoriety. Because I was honest. Versus just making shit up. Because I feel like, as well, it wasn't just based on that one thing. I feel like, as well, if you, as you say, beat around the bush, maybe there's a level of dishonesty to it, and I would rather not. And also, as well, I feel that there is no time to say one thing, and then eventually people find out something else about you, and then, you know, they change their perspective of you. You know, I don't have time for that. I would rather, you know, people make their minds up from the beginning. And that's why I said I'm like Marmite. We have Marmite in the UK. And the advert for Marmite is, you either love me or you hate me. There is no middle ground with me. I've said it before. Because of the fact that I give you the full description of me from the get-go. And it won't change. So if you don't like me from day one, you won't like me ever. I'm not an acquired taste. But the main thing I've said to people as well is that, look, you know, there isn't a hostile bone in my body. I am very defensive. So if people attack me, then sure, I will push back and I'll fight back. You know, and I've even declared that openly on Twitter to say that, you know, I've been a jerk to push people away all my life. It's a defense mechanism. I've what's it called? I've identified that. But like, I'm not gonna ever change it. It's just who I am. And I think it's been really good for me these days to have that acceptance of who I am and what I'm dealing with, rather than living a false reality or kidding myself. Like, I know full well there's some people online that don't like me. Do I care? No. I couldn't care less. Is it a problem I don't care at all? Yeah, it could potentially, that itself could be a problem. The fact that I couldn't care at all. So it's not like I don't care even a little bit. I don't care at all. It doesn't affect me whatsoever. If the entire internet hates me, it doesn't affect my life whatsoever. Some people will consider that a strength and a skill. Some people don't like it. Again, couldn't care less. And then also as well, I know that some people get offended with the way I speak. Again, couldn't care less. So, and that's not just limited to people online. That could be relatives or family members. It doesn't concern me if people don't like what I say or do. So, and I know as well, for example, that I tend to follow my plan. So, for example, I want things done in a certain way. You could call it OCD, we could call it whatever. But it's a case of, if there's anything that interrupts that plan, whatever the plan is, then it can make me almost panic or feel really bad. Because it's something I've been talking to Mum about for a while. Is this idea of what's it called? She said it's like throwing a wrench or a spanner into, you know, a working machine. When things don't go as I've planned, then I feel awful. I mean, Mum was telling me that I might be on the what's it called? The spectrum. I'm, you know, I am not autistic, but I am on the scale. But she said she sees a lot of similarities between what she's experienced in her life. And yeah, so I do admit that I do have flaws. So do I feel bad about them? Yeah, not really. I've got severe agoraphobia. That's just the card I was dealt. That's just how I was born. I've got OCD. Again, that's just the card I was dealt. I've got a massively massive penis. It makes it a struggle to walk. That's why, you know, that's why my legs are broken. Because it's really difficult holding this around. Again, that's just a card I was dealt. Just bad luck. So, yeah. Oh, woe is me. Oh, no reaction. Okay, let's see how it is. I was stating a fact, Ian. I saw this thing. I could probably send it to you, actually. I'll send it to you on Instagram. They said it's really important to always speak positively about yourself, never ever joke otherwise, because your body cannot distinguish between a joke or not if you speak badly about yourself. So always talk yourself up. I'm the best. I'm amazing. I'm wonderful. It's really good for your health and it's really good for your testosterone levels to say that. It's kind of funny, like, because quite often, you know, you might get attacked for having an ego which is too big. But it's a case of, yeah, but this is, I need it for my health, you know what I mean? In fact, yeah, Ian, I'm gonna, I'll DM you on Instagram. I'll send you what I read. Oh, mama. Yeah, sorry, the second I open Instagram or TikTok. It's like I said, I don't know why it's called TikTok. It should be called Tits Out. In my opinion. Okay, where is it? That long ago, surely. I'm gonna find it. Did I send it for a sec? There it is. Okay, I'll tell you what, let me... I'll just screenshot it. Send this to you again. Unsave. Yeah. Okay, I sent it to you in. But it's what I said. It's like I dare not show you guys my social media on stream. Good trials, really. Yeah, the worst thing I saw, it was recommended to me. I wasn't looking for it. There's a woman on TikTok, don't know her name, didn't care to look, who posts videos almost exclusively of her breastfeeding her son. The thing is, though, her son is not a toddler. Her son is not a small baby, like, you know, you'd expect, like, you know, just born or whatever. Her son looks like he's flipping 5 years old. And I'm just like, when I first saw it, I was like, it's like, really? Why the hell did TikTok promote this to me? Like, I think that was my exact expression. Yeah. Just summon my chocobo. Yeah. Been watching. I mean, I just said. but yeah, you can imagine. My I was like, why? That's the thing. So I do post my gaming news on TikTok, but I literally post it and I am out of there. Like, I will not linger on TikTok. Yeah, I know it's like it's vastly more popular than Instagram and Twitter in terms of traffic, but as I just post to it. I don't use it. Let's say. I think on TikTok, I've got like thousands of followers on TikTok. I'm following like 10 people. And those 10 people are people I know. But yeah, Ian, that's what I said to you about. It's what I sent you. It's very important to always talk yourself up, because your body will not know if you're joking. Because I see it all the time when people said, "Oh, you know, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm this, I'm that, and so on." And I said, "Don't even if you say it as a joke." I said, "Don't even say it as a joke. You are the best. You are amazing. You are everything. The world is lucky that you exist. It's important for your health to always talk yourself up." I mean, guys, are any of you like that? Like, self-deprecating all the time? Especially I've been sick for 2 weeks. Well, I mean, yeah, if you're sick, then you just blame the world for everything. I just mean just generally as like a habit. You always talk bad about yourself. It's a habit to change, sort of thing. Because there is someone I care very deeply about these days. I'm telling her all the time how wonderful she is in every way, for the sake of her health. But all the time she says to me things like, you know, she's not happy, she's not good, she's fat, she's this and that. And I said, stop saying it. For your own health. I'm trying not to. Yeah, yeah. Because I remember even, what's it called? I think I showed you guys before. I saw some video of this guy talking about, like, how to increase your testosterone levels, like, to a healthy amount. Especially if you're older and they start going down. And one of them, literally, is you just raise your arms up. In a sort of, like this, like, I am the best. Because your body will like it. It's healthy for you to say that. It's healthy for you to do that. It's good for you to do that. Like, it's not going to instantly cure every illness, but it's, you know, if you keep doing it. I mean, if you don't believe me or you have any doubts, I would say Google it, chat. Like, the health benefits of talking yourself up. Ooh. Good job, team. Okay. But did I not finish that quest? The missing rider. Right, let's queue up for the next one. Alliance raid. Join. Has anyone seen or heard from Mum today? But as I say, chat, it does matter a lot. To always think positive and about yourself. You don't have to like the world. You can hate the world even. You can hate everyone in it. You can hate every single person that lives other than you. As far as you are concerned, you are the greatest person ever. You are the most beautiful. You are the most manly man in the history of men. If you're a woman, you are the most beautiful woman ever. Like, you know, Kate Beckinsale is jealous of how beautiful you are. If she's the standard of most beautiful woman. I've been on for 4 days. Oh. Yeah, I think she's been playing... Last couple of days she's been playing Stray, so... I mean, I spoke to her yesterday. It's just like, I just meet so far today. Whoa. I'll do that. Yeah, I think I got caught out from this boss last time. All the water waves. Yeah. I mean, I just don't remember this boss at all. But yeah, Stray was great. I really, really enjoyed it. I think it's very, very good. And it was really fun yesterday to get the Platinum Trophy as well. Out of the way. But at least forevermore, I don't have to be like, oh, I need to one day go back and get the Platinum for Stray. I've done it. It's finished already. Well... But if you ever have a chance, chat, I would say play Stray. It'll give you 5-6 hours at least of enjoyment. Yeah, I remember when they first announced it during the... I think they announced it during the Game Awards. I was sort of like, yep, that I'll play. And I'm dead. Oh, I guess I wasn't paying attention to my debuff. Whoops. I swear I don't remember this boss at all. Been so long. Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me. Someday as well, as I keep saying, I need to go back and play Final Fantasy XII. And if I do play it again, I want to go for the... I'll do a fresh run right from the beginning, and I'll keep playing it until I get the Platinum Trophy. Assuming that there isn't some trophy of, like, kill 1 billion monsters. Now, I know that when Ash was... he was doing some, like, optimization for the game. That was just for perfection, right? That wasn't required for the trophy. I remember him trying to re-roll to get certain character stats or something like that. Yeah. Ow. Yep. Trying to think what I'm going to have for dinner today. I'm sort of like browsing the menu in my head. Because yesterday I had a chicken pizza with extra chicken. The day before... What did I have the day before? I have to look at my order history. Oh, the day before I had a tuna melt panini. I just tried a new restaurant. Let me see. Menu. Guess I haven't had noodles in a while. And I had a chicken burger the other day. Maybe I just find somewhere completely new. Just try it out. I mean, there's a steakhouse nearby that serves, he said, truffle mac and cheese. I'm just sort of like, ooh, what that's like. Choices. I mean, chat, what did you have for dinner yesterday? Maybe you can give me ideas. Well, I'm dead. Okay, let me look at my order history. Okay, so I had chicken pizza with extra chicken yesterday. I had the tuna panini the day before. Oh yeah, so the day before that I actually had a salad. I had the chicken Caesar salad. What flavor curry? Japanese curry. Oh. I'd say I've had that before. I sent you a picture on Instagram. Okay, I'll look after this raid. Oh, one of our healers went offline. Oh, by the way, chat, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. If there's ever any interesting gaming news that you guys see and you think I should pay attention to, just DM it to me on Instagram or tag it to me on Twitter or whatever. Because it might go on the gaming news the next day. Or if you're early enough in the morning, the same day. Okay, let me look at your view photo. Ah. Cool. This is from a restaurant, or did you make it yourself? Guess digested pretty quickly. Okay. Okay. What else did I have? And for that I had... Oh, I had... Believe it or not, chat, I had a chicken Caesar salad 2 days in a row. Oh yeah, I guess that was on Monday and Tuesday, isn't it? Because of the flippin' heat. So like, all I could handle was the flippin' salad. And then on last Sunday, I had a chicken wrap. I've been feeding myself this week because my mum has got COVID, so I've not been able to go over there. I'm hungry, I should make food. Yeah. So yeah, after the stream, I'll think about food. I might... I don't know. I'm in the mood for today. My brain is saying whatever it is, something with chicken. But, I'm trying to think what else. I probably should just shop around, see if there's any new restaurant that I've not tried before. Because I'm sure that I was like everyone else in terms of I would have 4 or 5 restaurants that I would order from all the time, and that's it. You know, every other restaurant out there. But now I'm actually trying on this Deliveroo app to try different restaurants, because there's hundreds in the area. Hundreds. So I could be missing out on some really... I got to explore around. Yeah, so I could be missing out on some really amazing food. Because even if the... Because I've tried probably 10 different places that just sell plain chicken wraps, for example. And for me, some of them are really amazing. And then some are like, eh. So like even the same item on the menu can have different quality, basically, depending on who makes it. Even if it is literally the same menu. The same item, sorry. Have you ever played any Batman games? The Arkham Collection is 65% off the moment. The only Batman game I've played was that Telltale game. The Batman Telltale series. That was really good. But I don't think I've played a Batman game otherwise. I've never played an Arkham Knight game. And in Gotham Knights, it won't be Batman, because he's dead. But there will be Batgirl. That's what I put on the gaming news today. Maybe I will one day, but it's never really been on my list. I've never been compelled to play it. I'm just trying to think what else. Chicken. So yeah, I definitely have a bias towards chicken. Because like, the week before, nearly everything on the list was chicken. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to explore the menu. I'm going to see what restaurants there are and see what they sell. Like I said, there's literally, in this area, hundreds and hundreds of restaurants. Yeah, I did like the Batman Telltale series. I thought it was really good. I've never played The Walking Dead. We were talking about Telltale. I wonder if I should someday. Because I'm very aware of the, you know, Clementine and the ending, and everyone cries, everyone's sad, and blah 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 blah. But I've never actually played it myself. There's only like 15 restaurants open for delivery. Yeah, but I mean, at peak time, how many would there be? I would say it's part of the privilege I have, that I can just order from these places. Money-wise, is it the most efficient? Hell no. But it's better than making cheap food every day. Maybe 40? Ah, okay. I think between here and Croydon, which is a big town near me, there's probably like 200-300 restaurants, maybe even more. I wonder what I'll try. Like, chat, what's your favourite food? Like, if money is not the issue, what would you order? And if every one of the foods that you love is available for order. Well, bollocks. Well, double well. Halibut fish and chips. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've gone off fish and chips these days because of it's not the fish that puts me off; it's the breading. I probably just have to find a better fish restaurant. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, maybe I could have fish and chips again, just not from the same flippin' restaurant that makes me sick over and over again. And there's a Chinese shop close to me. And the food is good. I like it. The portion sizes are enormous. So, like, if you can finish the food, you will have a massive food coma if you can finish it. If you can't finish it, then yeah, just save it for lunch or whatever the next day. I started eating from this restaurant because they open near me. Okay, I'll look after the after this boss battle. And what do you like to order from there? Take a look. Oh, is that the sort of like meat that you grill yourself, like in Japanese restaurants? Or do you eat it as it is? It is. Yeah, Wagyu, yeah. It's a bit beyond our price range, isn't it?
It is to be a fight then. I am only too happy to oblige. Like sheep before the
meat, and then you cause a fire.
I am the truth from which you run.
Okay, so true.
You will be judged.
So true, he was saying to move around.
I am revelation.
Okay, true. Move around.
You will be judged. Kneel and repent.
You know, I still have Near Replicant installed. That, you know, I was missing that one trophy to get the platinum. But that's a really flippin' hard trophy.
You are but blood to stain the circle. Does it grieve you to see the depths of your own weakness laid bare? Maggots!
Let's... Curry. Okay. Yeah, we're not trying to make all of you hungry, chat. Just, you know, after this stream I'm gonna order my dinner.
Not belong in my world.
It's nearly 6 PM here, so...
Upon which you sup. You will be judged. The world has no place for such wretches. Your claim to life is forfeit.
That was truth, right?
to stay the circle. I am Revelation!
True. Okay.
You will be judged.
But every single time I said true. I guess I won't talk about food. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, oh, okay, now that's a lie. So, by move means
You
don't
will be
move.
judged.
Bollocks.
The world has no place for such wretches. Your claim to life is forfeit.
I mean, that's why I said before, Jin, that, you know, if all of my YouTube channels succeed, I will be making a food channel. Well, I'm looking forward to that, actually, if I ever make a food channel. And I'm done.
Fool is the dog who bares his teeth before his master. The gods have no eyes for cattle. Like sheep before the wolf.
We done? Yeah. Good job, team. Oh, nice, I leveled up. Okay, this... Actually got that already. But this orchestral roll I don't have. Okay, I didn't get it. Oh well, I tried. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'll think about different food. And what I would love as well, actually, is if, for example, there was a lot more people talking in the stream, when I ask a question like, what's your favorite food, to get dozens of ideas. Would be nice. Because, yeah, I do want to try different food. You know, I want to explore, like I said, all the different restaurants in the area. Not all of them, but, you know, the different cuisine types. I would like to be able to say, what, like, if my family say, oh, what should we order for takeout, I want to be able to say, yeah, let's try this this fancy restaurant in my town. You've probably never heard of it, but they sell blah, blah, blah. Delta Escape. That is deep. I've forgotten every Delta Escape. Yeah, I still have never done Alpha Escape. Ever. Okay. Yeah, 81 Machinist, not bad. I guess next time I stream this game, I'll do the level 80 Machinist quest. I won't do it today. On the mood. And I can't be bothered even to clean out my bags. The range gear. I'll probably wait till level 90 Machinist and then clear out the bags. And I am looking forward, believe it or not, to playing Resident Evil 3 Remake again. Like, I think for most people, Resident Evil 3 Remake was just play it, finish it on the release day, never play it again. But for me, like I said, when I go back to 3 Remake, I want to keep playing it until the platinum. Even if I have to like complete it like 6-7 times like I did with 2 Remake. Because I am happy that I've already platinum 7 and Village and 2 Remake. If I can add 3 Remake to the list, that'd be great. And then if I can platinum 4 Remake when that comes out, that'll be great. And then hopefully as well, we'll check out the Village DLC, the Shadows of Rose, when that comes out. Well, that was a fail. I see a man looking. But yeah, hopefully I'll find somewhere nice to order from. I guess that'll be the goal for tonight. Order from a restaurant I've never ordered from before. It doesn't necessarily have to be food I've never ordered before, it just has to be a restaurant which I've never ordered from before. And I would recommend it to try if you've not done that. You might be surprised with what else you can find in the area. Okay, nearly done. Oh, GG. Good job, team. All the gear is for you. Alright, let me finish off these tribes and I'll be done for the day. I don't know what the plan is for the weekend. I might not stream. You know, usually on Saturday, Sunday I don't. I usually don't even stream on Fridays, but I didn't stream yesterday, so. Search for the missing rider. Previous cargo. Yeah, thanks, Joshua. I think that's it for today. But like I said, so I don't know yet if I'll stream. It depends literally how I feel when I wake up tomorrow. If I wake up really early and I get everything done early, I will. You know, otherwise I won't. Okay, where is it? Okay. Nearly done for the day. Ach. As I said, the plan still is 20... Is it 26th or 28th for Xenoblade? I'm guessing basically next week. Or is it 29th? I can't remember. But it's in the next week or so, I think. Probably should check before next week if my Switch works. I said it's not been on for months and months and months. Okay, so I'm halfway through 81. Yeah. Alright. So I'm going to go for the day, chat. I said I'm going to find a restaurant I've never ordered from before, see what they have. And then hopefully I'll find something tasty. And then I might stream tomorrow, might not. Haven't decided yet. Like I said, it literally depends how I feel when I wake up. Be sure to check out all my videos I'm uploading. And let me know as well what you think of my shorts. My YouTube shorts. I'm trying to upload more of them. On the different channels. So yeah. I mean, I might put it on the vlog. Like on Sunday. To, like, try different restaurants. Alrighty. Exit game, exit game. Alright guys. I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow, but if not, then soon. I like your Insta shorts and the inclusion of subtitles. I appreciate that. Well, you mean the reels I upload every day? Yeah. So yeah. So let me know, guys, if there's anything I could do to improve. But more importantly, like I said, if there's any piece of gaming news that you think I should see, like, I don't know, Square Enix has released a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth trailer. It's just come out 2 minutes ago. At me. Tag me. Like, alert me to it ASAP so that I see it immediately. So, yeah. Alright, guys. Bye. Bye-bye-bye. Have a good one. Bye.